Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, or whenever you are watching this live. Do you create contents like video, blog post, or do you just have a website? Do you want to know how to do the keyword research? This is one of the fundamentals many forget to do before they create content and then hassle around by saying, oh, this is the good keyword and that's good keyword, I am going to do it. So your keywords must be in your title and description. If you have not created a content based on, done a research based on that, then it is really hard for you to create the content, and it is not easy job either. But when you hang on till end of this video or live, you would get 3 tools which you could use today to do the keyword research for your video content or for your blog post or website. So what is that you are going to look for in keyword research, and why do you need to do a keyword research? Just imagine you want to go on a holiday, right? Would you just jump on a flight? I mean, there are a few people who are impulsive. I am, in many times I've done that. But I would, these days, I would research for where I'm going, whether I get bed and breakfast, whether I get the right area where I'm staying. Is it nearer? You do all those research. Or even before you buy your ticket, you are looking for other people's opinion of why and where you want to go and all of that, and even booking the travel agents. That is exactly what you're doing with your business or with your marketing in general. So what are the search engines? Why I should be bothered about it? Is it universal? Is keyword universal relevant on which platform I am creating? It is universal, and at the same time it is not. Let me explain that to you. Why I do say it's universal: when it comes to your niche, when it comes how you would like it to be known as for brand creation, the things, it is unique. It has to be unique throughout. So you have to research what are the platforms I am going to put this content through. It doesn't matter whether you've got a PR agent doing this. If you do this research and give it to your PR agent, it will transform the way they market you as well. So this is one of the key. That's why companies or businesses who have got the marketing arm, they've got these keywords almost nailed down in a way, because they do the research on these things. So initially, what are the steps? I am going to share with you the steps which you would take to come on and do the research, and then I'll give you the tools how you go about, because the tools are not going to help you find the right keyword. It is your initiative of finding the core keywords and then moving into, and I also talk about the 4 intents which when it comes to keyword research. Okay, so when I explain those things, you'll get an understanding of why you do what you do. Okay, so the first step which you need to do, irrespective, even before touching your website or your writing your blog post, is is your know your why, right? So it, even before that, you've got to have nailed down your niche word. When you know your why do I want to say what I would like to say, either on a blog post or on a video or on just a post? Okay, so what are the keywords I would like to be known for? It could be like you are in relationship coaching. Okay, relationship coaching. So what are the things which you would like to relationship coach? Relationships, how to get out of narcissistic relationship, how to do this, all of this. No, don't even go to how to's of it. just note down what are the keywords repetitive in your industry, in your niche, which your audience are asking for. One of the things which you could do on Google is go and type. I will share the screen towards the end of it. Go and type the keyword relationship and then see what are the things which comes before and after your drop down on your Google search bar. Okay, does that make sense? It doesn't matter if you're using Safari, Chrome, or anything. Just nail down your niche words. It is, if it's, for example, relationship and relationships, plural of it, write down those plural words as well. These are core words. Okay, these are seed words or core words, whatever, how much over, I mean, whatever way you want to call it. This is your first step. Then the second step is create 4 type of intentional keywords out of that. For example, you've come out, well, like passive relationship or um, long distance relationship. Okay, so what are the intentional keywords um, which your audience would be looking for? What are the 4 types of intentional keywords? I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. What are the 4 types of intentional keywords? The 4 type of intentions when people are going and searching for something online is just to get information, just want to know what it is. Someone would have said narcissist relationship. They didn't know what that means. They would like to go and what is narcissist relationship. And the second thing is they are very specific: relationship coach, relationship trainer, or with the name, specific name of someone, Jane Smith, relationship coach, or those are specific. So informational, just want to know what it is, I would just search for it. Most of the content would fall under the category, so have this information keywords right. And the second one is specific, very specific, of brand, Nike shoes or Reebok shoes or just any shoes with a brand name or something to go with it, which distinguishingly, specifically says, oh, this is what it is. And the third one is investigational. This is more or less like, I want to know top brands, trainer brands, or top brands in the t-shirt, or top brands in, I mean, I'm just throwing the words. So these are the words which you should be looking for. So, or what is the difference between Reebok and Nike? What is the difference between Apple and Android? So those are the things which they would be looking for if it's investigational. The last one is transactional, like buy cheap trainers or buy expensive trainers, buy Nike, buy whatever the brand is. When it's got a transactional value to it, or cheaper, buy expensive, um, loyal based, or whatever, these are all transactional keywords. So should you have more of transactional keywords and just leave the other things out? No, most of the people would come and look for your brand and think about it, and then go ahead and do the other things. So it is, yes, that's right. Anxiety, overwhelm, stress. Okay, these are all different keywords, but I'll come to that one later. So divide that into different transactional, intentional keywords, or long, and then have these 4 types written down. Okay, you don't have to go into extensive, but people will end up nearly 50 to 60 keywords in their in their list. So what is the third one you should be doing? It's look for the related long tail keywords. It is like how to get out of narcissist relationship, how to be confident in a relationship, how to speak up in a relationship, how to. So these are all long tail keywords. Write them down if you could. But when you've got the intentional right, this would fall out of that intentional, and the low hanging as well. What I mean by low hanging is people are not looking for it, but there are not that much of content which relates to that, which this is a tactic, but it doesn't work all the time, which you could see the lower end of it when you type something on your Google bar, search bar. The lower end of it could be the low hanging keywords. So hope that makes sense to you. The fourth one is add a location. If you're based in a service area, add a look had add a location which goes with that terminology, like relationship coach Scotland, or relationship coach London, or United States, or Canada, or even go down to the local area of it, so that it is found a lot quicker. These words, these keywords are not just finding, because you're going to create content based on this one. So if you're creating a video content, or if you're creating a podcast, use these keywords in your script or in your talk, so that when AI the algorithms are parsing, that means looking at your website, or your crawling, or parsing is more of like looking at a glance. Okay, when it does that, the AI picks up all these keywords in your video or audio content, or in your voice search, or in your other content related queries, like blog, web post, Google My Business page. It doesn't matter. You get all of this in there as well. And then you go and create a content and get engage with the content, comment, um, like, not only yours but others as well. So it creates that relationship, with people. When you like their comment, or when you engage with them and give them um, explanation of what you meant in some instance, or just tag them, and create and engage is most important, even though it's the last one, but it is most important one for search engines to propagate your content elsewhere. So I told you about how you can do keyword research, and how you can write down all of this. You've written down, you've thought about the content, you've done everything. Now you need to justify whether the keywords which you've used is the right keyword. You can do this either before the start of the content, which I do most of the time. I would, before I even create content, I would go and do the research. Some of the old content, I would not even think about it. I'll just chuck few keywords in and put it. That's not the right way to do it, but that's one of the ways, because you cannot go back on your old content and do all of this, or delete those content, or leave them. Find out if you've got Google Analytics or Search Console set up, Webmaster Tool set up. Go and find out what are the keywords people are using and landing on that particular content. That gives you a good understanding of, you might have missed in these keyword research, right? These keywords research, some of it, or some of the words, I would use it for every content, but there are the informational ones you would almost use on other content as well. Now let me tell you how to do it on a different platform, maybe LinkedIn, YouTube, or Google, or Twitter. So LinkedIn and Twitter and other social platforms use hashtags in a way. Google use them as well as a category or other things, but it does use the main content as well. So it is termed as hashtags. So how do you use these hashtags, right? Hashtags in your LinkedIn posts or Twitter posts, or there are tools which you can find, but on LinkedIn, if you think you're going to use personal transformation or relationship as the keyword, you've come up with that seed keyword. You've got to go by the seed keyword here. So you use that keyword as go hashtag that keyword without space. Okay. So when you pick that, if you think you've got more followers, that is one of the popular keywords. I'm not saying you've got to go with it. You can create your brand from bottom up. I've got hashtag Sudha speaks. I use that in my all my posts. Okay, so I use that on my Facebook. I use that on my YouTube, Twitter, Insta, everywhere I use Sudha Speaks, in Insta and other places. I've got Sudha Speaks text. I'm even thinking about should I change that into Sudha Speaks tag. So when you get into that level of detail, get to that, and always if it's an event, use the local keywords like local tags, and also on their own specific platform. Hashtag LinkedIn is one of the tactic. It is not a strategy. I don't know whether it's going to work long term, but when you hashtag LinkedIn, it almost gets the wider perspective of your content. So the search engine comes, oh, hashtag LinkedIn. That means it is for the wider community. So I am going to show it as many people as I can. If it's YouTube, do YouTube. If you're doing LinkedIn Live, do LinkedIn Live, or LinkedIn Family, or LinkedIn Fam, or these are the things which you've got to use. Be very careful on LinkedIn when you're using these, but have your first three keywords or your keywords, okay, and then go with other ones. Test it out and never put the links in any of your keywords, but it'll okay with the blog posts and other things, but not with your posts. So I gave you what are the steps you should be following when you're creating the content. How would you do the research on each individual platform? And the third one I'm going to give you is free keywords. Keyword research tool. Free keywords, that would be nice. Free keyword research tools. What do I mean by that? There are tools out there which you can use, the free ones, and there used to be many free ones. Nowadays everyone charges for their tools, but there are a few tools which you could use. The first one, at the moment, it is rumored that this will go paid as well, but at the moment, Ubersuggest, I'll get you the thing, it is free. You can do the keyword research, you can do the site analysis, you can do quite a lot of keyword suggestion, domain difficulty, paid difficulty, and all of that with this tool, Ubersuggest. It is Neil Patel's the digital marketer growth hacker. It's the tool he has got on his, or it is his company which uh, does this tool. And the second one is free. Every one of us can use. So once you've got the key seed word I told you about, the phrase, or seed word, or core word, you go and use Google Trends. You can narrow it down to the level of your city, but narrow it down to your country, and then narrow it down to your locality. So it is go to this Google Trends and justify whether your keyword is trending. It doesn't work big on long tail keyword. It works with the phrases of keywords. I hope that makes sense. um, so this is the second tool which you can, it is free. You can go and do that. And the third one is, if you use Chrome as a browser, I feel everyone should have Chrome alongside Safari, or alongside Internet Explorer or Firefox for that, because Chrome has got more extensions for this. And this extension which I'm going to tell you is a free extension. It has no it doesn't give you, if you're an agency or if you're a pro, it might not give you that much, but it is okay for all the small business owners who are creating content, right? This is could be used for your video content and also for your written blog content. It is keywords everywhere, a Chrome extension which is free. Which what happens is it sits on the extension, and when you look for it, and it gives you whether this is popular and what are the suggested keywords to go with it as well. Now let me talk about paid ones. Paid one has got more advantages because it almost they change it, and the database is quite big. You don't have to use all of the keywords. You can narrow it down. Even when you narrow it down, it is the quality keywords you get, which I've used. I recommend Ahrefs to anyone and everyone, but it's expensive side of it. If you are serious about getting organic traffic, you're not even for the paid advertisements, this is one of the best. This is Ahrefs. It is paid, it is expensive, use it, but they've got extensive tools. I've got quite a few which I would, but I rely on this quite a lot, backlinks and other things. So I use this extensively. So please do go and look out for that. Now let me come to the video marketing or YouTube or for TubeBuddy or for other things. For video marketing, video content, which when you create a live content, it doesn't matter, and I go after this is broadcasted to YouTube. So I've got some keywords there. I will go back after the show and do the keyword addition to it so that it's given to more people as well. So the fourth or how many did I say? I've gave you almost four tools. Okay, this is fifth tool. I really lose count on it. This is TubeBuddy. Their free is very good as well. It gives you three keywords, and it gives quite a good understanding. I've got all of this, and sometimes I do research paralysis, I would say. Sometimes I am on it all the time. So what happens is TubeBuddy is one of the tools which you could use to find out the weightage, what are the volume on your YouTube on those keywords. And you can use the same tactic which I told you on Google search bar. You would just type in and it will give you the list of things which associated with that. You could use the same thing on YouTube as well. This is another thing which you can use as a search tool. You don't have to have any other tool. You can just use them. They are almost foolproof in many ways. So TubeBuddy is your fifth tool. And the sixth tool which you could use is again for video marketing, vidIQ. vidIQ it is all of these are paid. Even the TubeBuddy and vidIQ, they've got very basic paid version, and they do free ones as well. Use them. Use these. They're not that many on YouTube video marketing yet. Href does do something, and SEMrush, SME. I'll put that out. SEMrush, SMRESH. Oh, I got that right. So that's another tool which I have not used extensively. I've got to put that's a disclaimer. I've used other things. Ahrefs gives quite a lot of things which you can do even in their basic £99 or $99 or $199 package, and it is quite extensive. So I don't use SEMrush that much, but recently I've been told that it is really good, and you could try them out as well. So these are the things which I would do the research extensively and find out what are the things which you would like to put that down, like nailing it down on all that. So let me share the screen. Hopefully I've got Google. I close all of this um, window. Let me see. Yeah, I do have Google search set up. So let me do, hopefully you guys are going to get this in full. Those are, I am a cricket fan, so it does. So let me do relationship. So relationship example, or even here, oh God, relationship. Oh God, why have you not coach? So you can find out relationship coach UK, you near me, coaching questions for single, for online, London. You can see it almost has got different weightage to it. You can do the same thing on YouTube as well. So you can do um, relationship tips for women, men. You can see how many of this are coming up. You see what I mean? So these are the things which you could use to find out whether your keywords are right and working for you. Having said all of this, and don't be disheartened, and you have to pay for it. There are free tools out there, but sometimes if you're serious about it, you've got to pay for doing the keyword research. Get someone to do it for you. It will help you extensively to get the return on investment on your paid ads, and also return on investment on having that person do the keyword research for you. So that is all I've got to share with you today. I hopefully this was useful for you. If it is, please do comment and let us know. Let me know that you've used this keyword and it worked for you. If it has not worked, it's not the problem of the tool, it is the problem of the user. If you cut an vegetable, right? You cut a vegetable using knife. If you don't know how to use a knife safely, you might cut your finger. Hopefully it's not happening, but you might cut your finger. So it is not the fault of the knife, it is a fault of you for not using that. I'm not blaming it on you. It's just, to at most everyone can use technology effectively. That's my policy or philosophy. It is just they need to know how. Once you know how, it is a lot easier to do those things using you. So hopefully I've given you enough information. If you need anything whatsoever, please do come back and let me know. And subscribe to my channels, YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow that as well. Subscribe to it, and also let me know what you want me to talk about at a later date. Today there was supposed to be a guest coming on, but she couldn't make it because she was in pain, and I didn't want her to be on at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's a time when the show goes live. So it doesn't make any sense to me to get her 5 o'clock in the morning to do the live. So I felt, oh no, it's not right. I will not do it. So it's not fair to ask someone else to do it. So that was my logic behind it as well. So I let me see some of the comments. Oh, Menaka, thanks, very informative. Thank you very much. Let me know, please do, please do. So yeah, there's please do comment. There's 3 people watching. I don't know where from. Please do let me know where you're watching from, and I am happy to answer your questions and put your questions there. And like, comment, and engage. Thank you very much. Until I meet you next, enjoy. Bye.